Gururdevo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. The commonness of the word Swayam, that is oneself, is explained through usage in routine language. Remember, how do you know in English what will be Swayam? I am, isn't it? So again the question comes that I am the body, I am the father, I am the mind, I am the breath, or I am the whatever. I am the consciousness, I am the conditioned consciousness, I am the waker, I am the dreamer. Everywhere I am is coming. Which one? Which one? I am. So this is going to be clarified now. Devadatta swayam gachet, Devadatam swayam gachet, Tvam vikshasva swayam tatha, Tvam vikshasva swayam tatha, Aham swayam na shaknomi, Iti evam loke prayujyate. The commonness of the word Swayam, the self, is seen employed in all persons by the people as Devadatta should himself go, you see yourself, and I myself am unable to do it. So what is happening here? Self in both, all the three statements, the self is common. Word self is there. One is himself, and then second is yourself, and the third is myself. Self is common. So, may the Devadatta himself go. In this sentence, the word self or Swayam is associated with the third person. This is how Sanskrit language is formatted. Not Ekavachan. Prathama Purush, Dvitiya Purush, and Uttama Purush, or third person. So some places they say Uttama Purush, Dvitiya Purush, and Tritiya Purush. So Tritiya Purush is third person. Third person is someone other than me and you. Wo. So here it says, in this word, in sentence, the word self is, or Swayam, is associated with the third person. You yourself, in Tvam Swayam Vikshasva, you yourself see in this example, the self or Swayam is associated equally with the second person, and in the third statement, it is associated with the one own self, with the first person. Iti evam loke prayujyate. Thus we see that the word self is applied commonly for all the persons. Self is the common denominator. We are not talking here about associations. We are talking about it is the common factor. Then where is your attention right now? On the data that I am giving? Or so when he is listening, he is listening, she is not listening, I am alertly listening. Where is your attention? On good. If it is on is, it is very good. But it is on others, isn't it? It is on others. But here, as we are analyzing this statement, himself, yourself, myself, where should your attention go to? The universality of the self. That's where our attention must go to. So it is not myself is unique self and yourself, I don't know you have a self or not. It doesn't work that way, isn't it? So our attention must go to the commonness or the universality of the self. We are not talking here about association. That will come after. Then it can get associated. So here, iti evam loke prayujyate. Thus we see that the word self is applied commonly for all the persons. Therefore, I am a jiva. A statement has I as Kutastha Chaitanya, common aspect of our experience, and Jiva as the specific aspect of Jiva on Chidabhasa, which is superimposed. Remember, okay, let's read this again. I am the Jiva statement has I as the Kutastha Chaitanya, that is the common aspect, and of our experience, and Jiva as specific aspect of Jiva on the Chidabhasa, which is superimposed. So the statement I am Jiva is again divided into two parts. One is the common aspect and one is the specific aspect. I is the common aspect, or I am is the common aspect, and Jiva is the specific aspect. And what is that Jiva? Only we are calling a Jiva Jiva only because of the reflected consciousness. And this is what is told. This isness, this isness in the silver shell example is also of similar category. Idam rupyamidam vastram. Idam rupyamidam. Am I on the wrong page? Correct? Oh, okay. Idam rupyamidam vastram. Idam rupyamidam vastram. Iti yadvadidam tatha. Yadvadidam tatha. Asau tvamahamityeshu. Asau tvamahamityeshu. Swayamityabhimanyate. Swayamityabhimanyate. As thisness is commonly associated with the silver cloth, etc., in statements like this is the silver, this is the cloth, similarly, the self, Swayam, is commonly associated with he, you, and I. Third person, second person, first person, but the self is the common denominator. Just as this is a book, this is a laptop, this is a table. What is the specific aspect here? Book, table, and a laptop. What is the common aspect? This is the common aspect, isn't it? So same, understand the example. Therefore, the word Swayam is a common or non-specific aspect of I in I am Chidabhasa, etc. So, what is the Swayam is the common or non-specific. There is a general light, which is the common light which is illuminating this book, this table, this laptop. But there is, so that will be the this is. Or there is, here we'll look at the common light. Okay, common light. So that is the commonness part of it. This, where are we? Therefore, the word Swayam is a common or non-specific aspect of I in I am Chidabhasa sentence. Idam rupyam idam vastram iti yadvad idam. The word idam, this, is associated with every item as a common indicator or a common denominator. So denominator नहीं बोल सकते, indicator, because this. What is the difference between this and that? Something that is close to you is addressed as this. Something that is far from you is addressed as that. Idam pustakam tattvamasi. So this is about English. So here, the word idam is associated with every item as a common indicator. The silver or cloth may differ but the thisness associated with different objects does not differ. Self-explanatory, I don't have to explain, I have already explained that in the previous verse. Tatha asau tvam aham iti eshu swayam iti abhimanyate. Similarly, the word swayam, that is self, is associated in the same way with he, you and I. He is third person, it is different from second person, you. So is I, the first person, different from the other two. However, the word swayam is the common commonly associated with all, in spite of differences. I am not you, you are not him or her, but myself, yourself, herself or himself. So what is the common association here? The self. But we are not same. I am not you, you are not her, her is not him. And yet we are all associated with the common factor, which is the... So I was telling you, the general light is illuminating everything. But if I put a mirror here, that mirror is also seen in the general light, isn't it? Is this shining? Yeah. But not shining enough. But if I show a mirror, so this light is illuminating everything. That is general illumination. So what is the commonness? The general light. What is the specificness here? That the light is illuminating the book, the light is illuminating the laptop, the light is illuminating the table, the light is illuminating each one of you is a specific aspect. But the light is the general aspect, common aspect. This is what is told here. This is the general or common, and every other object, what it is, he, you, I, her, him, they are the specific ones. So the differences can be many, but all of them are associated with some common factor. Here in this example, he is, you are, she, myself. Thus, having established the separateness of Swayam from Aham, the gain due to this understanding is Aham tvad bhidyatam swatvam. Aham tvad bhidyatam swatvam. Kutasthe tena kim tava. Kutasthe tena kim tava. Swayam shabdartha evaisha. Swayam shabdartha evaisha. Kutastha iti me bhavet. Kutastha iti me bhavet. Let there be difference established between the ahanta, I-ness, and swatvam, that is the self. What is achieved by this deduction with reference to kutastha? What is achieved by this deduction with reference to the kutastha? The meaning of the word swayam is kutastha, is thus established. See? So, what are we differentiating here? The commonness and the specificness. So you may be saying I am, she's saying I am, she's saying I am. Amness is the common denominator. Each one looks the same, but each one is a reference to which the I said is different, isn't it? So here, just like in the himself, herself, yourself, and myself. Self is the common. Similarly, this isness is the common, but objects are different. Exactly the same. He, you, her, and my. They are different, but the self is the common. Ahanatvat bhidyatam swatvam tena kutasthe tavakim. a doubt is raised about the purpose of above inquiry and the conclusion reached by this. So why are you confusing us by these examples? Unnecessarily common and specific and aham and this is and then quality of the seashells and the quality of the silver and this is silver and this is. Why you are doing all this? Why can't you tell straightforward? The doubt is, even if we agree that the Swayam is different from aham, so what? Big deal. Swayam, self. Aham, I. Big deal. That is, this conclusion serves no purpose, the doubting Tom is asking. Who is he? Devdutt. His name is Devdutt. Who is he? An imaginary person. No. As long as you think you are an individual, you are Devdutt. The day you realize, then you will be talking of Devdutt in third person. The teacher answers, Swayam Shabdartha eva esha kutastha iti me prayojanam bhavet. If we are able to firmly understand this discrimination and abide in the Swayam Bodhaha, the knowledge of the self, Swayam, self, Bodhaha, knowledge, in the realization of the self or knowledge of the self through discrimination. That is, I am this Swayam. Then after discrimination, we come to identify ourselves with the Kutastha Chaitanya. This is the purpose of all our inquiry and spiritual quest. Thereafter, all the sorrows and tragic experiences of life are not able to influence us. We are discriminating if we don't have this information, if we don't have this discrimination. And everything is about to dissolve. Where? Not outside, in our mind, which is happening every day before sleep. Because you are not discriminating at that moment, because you are not focused on the conscious principle, you fall asleep. Or you go into fear psychosis. That what is happening to me? I can't remember I am the body. I can't remember my name. I can't remember yesterday. I can't remember who is sleeping next to me. I can't remember where's the bathroom and toilet. I don't know where I am. And when all this has gone, this is the result of that fear. But why did that fear come? Mind was becoming empty and you are afraid of that emptiness. Why? Instead of looking at emptiness, your attention was not on the constant principle, your attention was on the changing principle. Clear this much? This is exactly what he is telling here. Your attention should be on the common denominator or the common principle, which is Swayam. Your attention should not be on everything else which is coming and going. Your attention should be on the Swayam, the self. Your attention should not be he, she, it, me, you, all that thing. Your attention should be on the common continuous light, not on the various objects. Because the moment objects come, I think this is more shining here. Why the light is giving more light there and less light here? Is the light giving less or more here? Or is it the issue with the reflecting surface? Reflecting surface, isn't it? But we get lost into this. When our attention is on the objects, remember, every thought has a subject and object. When our attention is on the objects, this is also subject thinking of objects, we will get confused. We will lose the plot. So here he is saying, what is the common denominator? So what is the common denominator? is, no, every day waker comes, dreamer comes. So is that the common denominator? Is waker the common denominator? For all the roles that you play in this waking, yes, maybe the waker is the denominator. But in your experience of life, in your day, what is the common denominator? Common denominator is the one who knows that the waking, dream and deep sleep come and go. That is the common denominator, isn't it? So we say waking consciousness, dream consciousness and absence of consciousness. So which one is the real? Waking or the dream or the real? We have taken waker as the real. We have lost the plot. That's why we are Devadatta. Then whom should we take? So you have heard this statement how many times? Not only in our class, from Swamiji also and other masters also. And how much time you spend being the witness in consciousness? If you are not putting attention on the witness consciousness, you are Devadatta. If you put attention on the witnessing consciousness, then everything else vanishes. Meaning it cannot, then in short, vanishes means all the differences, all the specificity, micro or macro, they have no impact on you. Because you come to the common denominator. You come to the Kutastha. You come to the self. Swayam Bodhaha. That's what he said here. I am this Swayam. Then after discrimination, we come to identify ourselves with the Kutastha Chaitanya. This is the purpose of all our inquiry. Our inquiry is not to hair split this or that unnecessarily. This topic is brought so that we correctly ascertain as to we are the specific or we are the common. You understand? Thereafter, and if we do it properly, in the systematic way, like the text is taking us, right now, not afterwards, then suddenly, Eureka. It's just one click. You have to shift from specificity to non-specificity, commonality. And what is that? Consciousness is common. Differences are uncommon, meaning they are specific. Remain attentive of the common denominator. Just like when after we come to Vedanta class, we go to the ocean, we see the waves, we see the tides, we see the breakers, we see the surf, but our attention is on water. And the moment while standing there, how wonderful the waves are, so wonderful, I am enjoying. And suddenly, for no reason, the thought comes, the common and the specific, and suddenly you think, yeah, common is the water. Nobody knows why you are smiling, but you are smiling. That very moment. Because suddenly your attention went from differences to common. So our name of the game is to bring ourselves to the common denominator. That is not common only for us. We are not looking for the common denominator in everyone. You come to the common denominator here with the differences that are various specificities, hand, legs, eyes, top, bottom, inside, outside, all. I am this right hand, I am left hand. What is the difference is right hand and left hand? I am is the common. And that I am also is coming and going. So what is common behind? Because I am is a thought which is coming and going, no? That I am appeared as a thought only with reference to this. Because you say I am, therefore you are. Or I am is a common denominator even if it is not spoken of. If it is not spoken of or it is spoken of, you know you are the common denominator, then you are at the Kutastha Chaitanya. When you are at the Kutastha Chaitanya or you are at the witnessing consciousness, we'll use the word Kutastha Chaitanya, then nothing in this world can disturb you. Nothing in this world, not even the pain in the body, the diseases in the body, the memories of the past, the regrets, they will come, but you are not available. Why? You are attentive, you are with being the common denominator. You are one with your attention. This is discrimination. Discrimination is shift to first identify what is constant and what is changing, and shift your attention from the changing to the constant. So what is changing here? You find out. If your attention comes to the thought, in thought what is changing? Oh, I am is not changing, other thoughts are changing. I am the body, I am the mind, I am the intellect. But I am is common. It is not changing. Body, mind, intellect, they are changing. References, they are specific, their references, they are changing. Yeah, that is good. I am, I am, I am, I am. You keep chanting I am. Now you are not thinking of the specific. You are chanting I am, I am, I am. Then one day it will click. Arey yaar, I am also is changing. Why am I stupid? I am going I am still. If I say or I don't say, I still am. Now you have come back to being the original. And when this clicks, automatically the I am, aham brahmasmi, aham, the inquiry, who am I? You don't keep repeating. This I am also will dissolve itself. When it clicks to you that whether you pronounce I am or you don't pronounce I am, whether there is presence of I am thought or there is absence of I am thought, you are a continuous one. This is a very, very subjective dissection. We are making it palatable, but it is very subjective. For that you have to sit, you have to contemplate, you have to be silent within. A possible doubt regarding the meaning of Swayam and re-emphasis about it being Kutastha Chaitanya is indicated in the following shloka. Anyat vavarakam swatvam eti chedanyavaranam kutasthasyatmatam bhaktuhu Yatmatam bhaktuhu ishtameva hi tad bhavet. If the meaning of the swatvam, self, is meant to indicate the denial of otherness, this is very important point. And that is why, anyway, I will explain. If it is meant to indicate the denial of otherness, it suits us for the Kutastha is indicated as beingness or the self without any otherness, and in this way our purpose is achieved. So there are 2-3 ways you can approach when you are chanting Om or chanting a mantra and coming to the silence. So you just understand in reference to this what we just said. That it is meant to indicate the denial of otherness. So does there need to be chitta vritti nirodha? Only then realization is possible. So when we are chanting Om, this is very practical. You can do it and come to your own conclusion, and hopefully the conclusion is same what is given here. not your own conclusion, even though I say it should be your own conclusion, but that means subjective conclusion. So what is that? When you are chanting Om, two, three things can happen. As the Om is being chanted, Om, Om, Om. When you are focused on Om, the teacher tells you focus on the beginning or the conclusion of Om. Correct? If you are discriminating and you know what is the constant and the changing principle, your attention is on that, and with that you are chanting Om, Om. You know Om is coming and going, isn't it? And when you put your attention on the beginning of Om or conclusion of Om, when that point appears and you become stabilized in that point for a moment, at that very moment the self will reveal. That very moment you are one with the substratum. That is one. This is for your, if you are practicing doing some japa, this will be helpful. Second, if suppose you miss the point, you miss the beginning or the conclusion of Om, what will you end up in? Silence, isn't it? Emptiness. There again, in emptiness, but when I am chanting, if I can remain conscious in that emptiness, eventually the attention, because you are conscious, so automatically your attention will go back to the self that you are. Third option, that you are attentive of the beginning and the end of the Om, and you are and you are going on. And suddenly while you are chanting and Om, and there was a silence, and you couldn't stay there, you couldn't abide there, you couldn't stabilize in that silence. And again the next one, Om came, Om. And again you tried to stabilize in the silence and be the self. It didn't happen. Again the next Om. Suddenly you realize, Arey yaar, Om is appearing and Om is disappearing. This happens by grace. This cannot happen by that time. If you are thinking of something else, it will not happen. This is all the previous study that you have done. It will conclude when this exercise is being done. It has to be natural, spontaneous. At that time you cannot open the book. Open the YouTube? What did Swamiji say? It cannot happen. You cannot, what I have to do at this time? The moment is gone. So you have to understand beforehand. And what is that? That the Om is specific, correct? And that Om is coming and Om is going. Similarly, I am is coming and I am is going with every specific object. Understand? But am I coming and going? There is nothing to know here. It is just to be. When you have contemplated, yeah man, because our attention is discrimination. What is changing I have to not worry about, and what is constant I have to contemplate on that. And when I contemplate on that constant, then automatically, even while the Om chanting is going on and there are gaps between the Om chanting or your mantra, everything will click, because you come to being the subject. Once you being the subject, do you need to remove the Om or presence or absence of Om from your mind? Once you come to the position or disposition of being the Kutastha Chaitanya, Kutastha Chaitanya is the substratum. From Kutastha Chaitanya, there is no subject-object dichotomy. From Kutastha Chaitanya, it is not supporting anything, and it is not what you call. It has never come into existence, and it has never gone out of existence. Kutastha Chaitanya is the permanent one. Just like water is the permanent one. From water's point of view, are there coming and goings of waves? No. Similarly, from the Kutastha Chaitanya, is there any coming and going of mantra? No. So it is not against or for the presence and absence of thoughts. Kutastha Chaitanya is not against the coming and going of manifestation called waking and dream, and unmanifestation which is called sleep. It is not against it. That is phenomena. It is happening. What can you do about it? But once you come to know you are the Kutastha Chaitanya, as the Kutastha Chaitanya, without a thought, as a result of discrimination, thereafter there is nothing to do. So your attention should be on the, where should be our attention? On the common denominator rather than the specific which is coming and going. See? What is, it's okay. Giving one more example doesn't matter. And in this way, thinking in this way, our purpose, here teacher is saying, the Vidyaranya Swami is saying, our purpose is achieved for taking this example. If one argues that Swayam means negation of otherness, no, we are not here into negation. Let's see what he says. If one argues that Swayam means negation of otherness and not Kutastha Chaitanya, to such an objection the answer is Kutasthasya Atmatam Vaktuhu Tat Anyavarnam Ishtam Eva Hi Bhavet. This objection is indeed in favor of our assertion to indicate the meaning of Swayam. The word Swayam, meaning Kutastha Chaitanya, is our essential nature, and the otherness of Parokshatva is the self-knowledge is thereby gained, meaning without the Kutastha Chaitanya, the knowledge can never be gained. Without life, that Kutastha Chaitanya alone is expressing as life. As if, don't forget that word, as if. Eva. So therefore, one more objection against accepting the above meaning and its denial by proper reply. Swayam Atmeti Paryayau, Swayam Atmeti Paryayau, Tena Loke Tayo Saha, Tena Loke Tayo Saha, Prayogo Nastyata Swatvam, Prayogo Nastyata Swatvam, Atmatvam Chanyavarakam, Atmatvam Chanyavarakam. The words Swayam and Atma are synonymous. Another. So, Swayam the self or Atma the self. And maybe later on he will say, oh, Atma and Paramatma are synonymous. Slowly, reformation is complete. Reforming the who you are. So the word Swayam and Atma are synonyms, hence are never used together in the usual talk. Therefore, Swatvam essentially negates otherness. The self or Atma, whenever it is used, it automatically negates the otherness, meaning specificity. Whenever you are, you have to experiment with this. Instead of saying, I am this or I am that, I am body, I am breath, I am mind, I am intellect. यार कितनी बार बोलूँगा वही वही, हाउ मेनी टाइम्स आई विल से द सेम थिंग, आई एम आई एम आई एम आई एम, व्हाई एम आई सेइंग आई एम आई I. Why am I repeating I? Do I need to repeat I to be I? No. Then why? But I got habituated by chanting I. Mind does not like monotony. After some time, the mind will quieten down by itself. Now here you have to be alert about one thing. What is that? You have to remain wakeful. When the continuous repetition of I stops, there you don't stop the mind and go to sleep. No, you have to remain awake to the stopping of the I. Then you are there where you are meant to be. The words Swayam and Atma are synonymous, therefore we never see them being used together. What is meant is Swatvam and Atma both are used to deny otherness in knowledge. That means Parokshatva, that which is separate from me. Discrimination is the difference between constant and changing. And where are we doing this discrimination? Out there. In ourselves, isn't it? Remember, it's a subjective pursuit. I am doing the analysis here within me. First, I let go of the world, then I let go of the body, then I let go of the senses. No, they are changing, I am not changing. Then I let go of the thoughts are changing, I am not changing. And slowly, then who am I? Who am I? Koham. If this becomes a mantra, then that will also drop away after some time. So here he says, therefore we never see them being, what is meant is Sattvam and Atma, both are used to deny otherness in knowledge. Whenever our attention comes to the self, at that very moment, everything that the self had got as if associated with, it drops away. So I don't have to cut my hand. I am the hand. Oh my God, specific hand. I have to remove the specificity, cut the hand. Now, cut the leg. आप नहीं सोच रहे, मैं सोच रहा हूँ रावण बनाऊँ भाई. Then cut the head. I am the head. How can I be the head? Head is a specific head. Specificity I am going to remove. You don't have to commit suicide. See? The moment our attention comes to the conscious principle, we are talking about the common denominator. We are not talking about that which comes and goes. Yes, in your analysis from the body, you can come to the thoughts. From the thoughts, you can come to the objects. You can say objects are changing, I am not changing. But then from I am, you can come to know, with every thought, the I is coming. Then you go beyond that. Then, I am the common denominator. The moment you come to the common denominator or I, the essence, at that very moment, all otherness drops away by itself. It's denied. Is it there? Yes. But is it making an impact on the I or the self? No. It's not in your, from the Kutastha point of view. Read these two verses of 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. The 4th and the 5th verse. Maya tatamidam sarvam jagadavyakta murti. There the Bhagavan says, I am supporting the whole creation and the whole creation is in me. I am in the whole creation. Second statement, neither the creation is in me nor I am in the creation. Third statement, Even though I am supporting the whole creation, I am independent of the creation. This he is speaking as the he's flipping three different positions he has taken. I am in the creation, I am and the creation is in me. He is the Sarva Vyapi. He is the Apadan and the Nimitta Karan. Neither the creation is in me nor I am in the creation. I am all one without a second. I am one without there is no creation, there is no me. I am alone. I am Purnavada Purnamidam. Forget creation, blah 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 blah. Then third one, yet I support that which does not exist. I support that which does not exist, that is Nama Roop. But I am not under the influence of the Nama Roop. I am not under the influence of the creation. You have read it in the 6th chapter, 9th chapter. You started in the 9th chapter, is it? 10th, 13th. But I have mentioned this point many times, isn't it? This you have to apply on yourself, not appreciate. क्या भगवान ने क्या मस्त बोला यार. How wonderful the Lord has made this statement in Bhagavad Gita. We are not here to validate him. We have to validate ourselves. Who are we really? That you have to apply on yourself. Therefore, we never, what is meant is Svatvam and Atma, both are used to deny otherness in knowledge. That denial of otherness in knowledge is, you can take it from being a critic. Yes, they are both used to deny the knowledge. Why we are saying? Because as a Atma, you will not be able to make any statement. Atma does not make a statement. You are making a statement. And the moment you are Atma, as the Atma, at that very moment, you will be all pervasive. There will be no specificity. There will be a homogeneous mass of consciousness everywhere. From water's point of view, there is only water. There is no specific wave. That will be your condition. You can't even imagine it right now. You're trying, some of you. But it will be Atha Svatvam Atmatvam Cha Anyavarakam. Therefore, the usage of the word Swayam to mean Kutastha Chaitanya is certainly correct, because Kutastha Chaitanya is our essential nature and Aham is superimposed on this substratum, which is none other than the Kutastha. So, which is this Aham? That which is unstruck Aham, which is not appearing and disappearing. So, when I say I have to, that is the only way I can communicate. That is the only way scriptures can communicate, through words. So, which I we are talking about? Kutastha is also the I, the Chidabhas is also the I, the and then the various other I's are there. I the seer, I the hearer, I the waker, I the dreamer. Which I are we talking about? When I say I am subjective, which subject I am talking about? This you have to be clear. And this clarity does not mean straight away you can jump straight to the pure consciousness, to Kutastha Chaitanya. Maybe in your last life you left it somewhere and now you are here. Suddenly it will click. But if your attention, but you have to be truthful to yourself. If your attention is on the body, then the I is with reference to the body. Is this the I there? But this I is coming and going. Yeah, this is not the I. Then slowly go back. Go back to it, to the source. But start from where your attention is at that moment. It takes few seconds. with practice it takes few seconds. But you are totally involved in your grandchildren, and then, oh, I remembered, I am the Kutastha Chaitanya. No specific grandchildren. So do you have to give up the grandchildren to be the Kutastha? No, you can't be the Kutastha. You play, enjoy. Don't be attached. But remember, Kutastha is not attached to anything or anyone. And Kutastha is not identified with any specific. And if you are truly at the Kutastha, then all children will be your grandchildren. Then only your children will be not your grandchildren. Your vision will become common, general, rather than specific. This transformation comes about. Association with word Swayam or self with inert objects is further analyzed. Having discussed how this word Swayam is associated with everyone, I, myself, he, himself, you, yourself, the self being the common factor, the usage of the word with reference to inert objects is now discussed through a possible doubt. Ghata Swayam na janati. Evam Sattvam Ghatadishu Achetaneshu Drushtam Ched Taneshu Drushtam Ched Drushyatamatma Sattvataha Tamatma Sattvataha. A pot does not know the self, know itself, because it is inert. It cannot know itself. So what is the main criteria for knowing yourself? Consciousness must be expressing. In a pot, consciousness is not expressing. So, but sir, consciousness is expressing through animals also. Do they know themselves? No. Why? It is limited consciousness. The intellect has not developed yet. Only in human beings the intellect is there. In statements like this, the Swatvam, that is the selfness, is also seen employed with reference to even inert objects. Where is the selfness being used in the statement, the pot does not know itself? Where is it used? Itself. The self is being used there. And to it, the prefix it is added. Before it was what? I, you, her, him. And now it is it. See, you will not think of this. So, is this statement wrong? So, if the self is used itself, now the pot is coming to know itself. So, it is also seen employed with reference to even inert objects. How can the Atma thus be accepted as Kutastha Chaitanya indicated by the word Swatvam in this statement? And therefore, we were saying that you cannot use this word Swatvam. The reply is, the Atma is very much present in these inert objects as existence, isness. In this way, one should understand. So there, the itself, the self there in that statement that the pot does not know itself stands for, it's not standing for consciousness. It is there for existence. So if I have to change the itself, you can say it does not know its own existence. Understand? Or the pot does not know its existence. The pot itself does not know anything, although we may use the word the pot itself. Therefore, if we object that the word Swatam does not imply the self, how will you answer this doubt? The student thus tries to twist the words to this. The teacher replies, Atma sattvataha drishyatam. In the inert objects like pot, etc., the ever pulsating self is ever present. Oh, but I can't see any pulsation. No, don't pull the example. Huh? Is ever present, and therefore the usage of the word Swatvam is not wrong with the inert object. If you understand in this way, then there will not be any seeming contradiction. Here Swatvam is referring to, is equal to isness, is equal to existence. There is Satchidanand here also. There is Satchidanand between you and me also. There is no place that Satchidanand is not there. Then why is it not expressing here? Because this table is unable to, is not qualified, is incapable of reflecting the consciousness. Why is it? What about animals? They are able to reflect the consciousness. What about human beings? Human beings, if they live like trees and stones, they are unable to reflect the consciousness. If they live like animals, they are reflecting consciousness, but only at the instinctual level, not at discriminatory level. They cannot discriminate. The only difference between animals and humans is humans can discriminate, animals can't. And how is consciousness expressing here? It is expressing as Sat and Chit, but we are able to discriminate between that which is conscious and that which is inert. We are able to discriminate between that. Animals can't do that. They will smell a dead, मरा हुआ नहीं खाऊंगा, मार के खाऊंगा. आदमी हाँ मरा हुआ ठीक है, मारना नहीं है. समझ रहे हो? उल्टा. Let someone else kill, then I will eat. We are hyenas. Eat other people's prey. No. If you so in that case, what can differentiate the inert and the sentient object? If everything, everywhere the Atma is, it is in the inert object also, in the sentient objects also, then there is no differentiation between the living and the non-living, inert and the sentient and the insentient. The student is asking this. He is putting the doubt forward. He doesn't know how to think in this regard. Chetana chetana bhida, chetana chetana bhida, kutasthatma kruta nahi, kutasthatma kruta nahi, kintu buddhi kruta bhasa, kintu buddhi kruta bhasa, krutaivaitya vagamyatam, krutaivaitya avagamyatam. He says the difference of sentiency and inertness is not on account of presence and absence of Kutastha Chaitanya. If you are coming to this conclusion, then you are wrong. Kutastha Chaitanya is not making sentient or insentient. Atma is present everywhere. This mistake we are doing, no? In a dead person, there is no Atma. In me, there is Atma. Wrong conclusion. Between you and me, there is no Atma. In you, there is Atma. In me, there is Atma. But in between us, there is no Atma. And what did you just now say, right? Atma is sarva vyapi. It is all pervasive. But we loosely keep saying these statements and believe in those statements and live as those statements. And then get confused. Imagine all these confusions are removed, and after that you study the Upanishads. खटक से क्लिक हो जाता है. This is what Swamiji did with us. He first taught us this. Then we studied the Upanishads. Then we studied the Bhagavad Gita. The difference of sentiency and inertness is not on account of presence and absence of the Kutastha Chaitanya, the self, but due to the presence or absence of Chidabhasa in the intellect. What did we say? Is not able to reflect the consciousness, isn't it? No reflection of consciousness. So stones and bricks can't reflect, animals can reflect to some extent, human beings can reflect by choice, full extent. Understand it in this manner. This differentiation in the world of animate and inanimate is never due to the Atma. So we must stop dividing the world as inert and sentient on account of non-expression of self. That means Atma. The self or Kutastha. So all the three words are here synonymous, Atma, self or Kutastha. The substratum also synonymous, but being one and the same. In that case, to which factor should we begin to assign this differentiation? The teacher says the answer to this is these differences are due to the reflection of consciousness in the intellect called Chidabhasa in case of animate beings, and its absence in case of the inanimate beings. So all that is inert is not able to reflect the consciousness, or the Atma or the substratum or the Kutastha is not able to reflect in a stone, for example. See? If I paint the mirror black or white or any other color, will I see a reflection? So is it my fault? No, I think the problem is the Kutastha Chaitanya. The problem is the person who was reflecting is the problem. So is it my problem that the mirror is not reflecting? It's mirror's problem. Why? Its surface is not appropriate. Isn't it? You understand this? Similarly, Atma is infinite. It is ready to be reflected wherever there is availability, but the surface has to be available. Appropriate instrument has to be available so that it can reflect itself. In this room itself, there are so many things you can see. Look around. Somewhere you will see reflection, and other places you will see general light. Isn't it? Why there is no specific reflection at other places? That specific reflection is Chidabhasa. Why there is no Chidabhas here? Why there is no Chidabhas on the carpet? Why there is no Chidabhas on the ceiling? Make an idiot, Devdatta of yourself. Simple. I hope he understands. I don't know how it is unfolding. Actually, it has to, he may not understand. Teacher, thank you for the question. So you understand that it is not because of the Atma that a person is dead or alive. Not because of Atma. Atma is equally present in the dead man and equally present in the living person. The ability to support the reflection of consciousness in the dead man has gone. In you, it is still there. The vision is there, but my vision is becoming less and less and less every day. 5 years ago, I had only 0.5. Today, I am having 2.5. What is happening? What is happening? The ability for the images that are coming to my eyes, the eye is not able to reflect back. And that is called as lack of vision, isn't it? Then what I have to do? So is that a problem with the vision? No, it's the ability. No. Yeah, fix the ability. Bring the right instrument. Go for a what is the cataract? Chalo bhai, calcium ko nikalo. And put the right. Everything is clear. एकदम क्लियर हो जाता है. तो we change the instrument's ability to reflect correctly and the vision became normal, isn't it? Same way, the ability to reflect, you can make your intellect sharp or you can make your intellect dull. How do you make your intellect dull? By thinking about the world, thinking about the past, thinking about the future, thinking about inert objects, desiring them, expecting to get it now, here and now, not by working hard, etc., etc. You can find a number of ways. How can you improve your intellect? By studying physics, chemistry. Yes, it will increase a little bit. Even accountancy also, because numbers, permutation, actuaries, they have a good intellect because so much permutation, combination, calculation. But what is the ultimate way to refine your intellect? What is the ultimate way? Answer should come straight away. Don't look at me like that. Discrimination. The ultimate way is the refinement of the intellect will start happening if you are discriminating between the real and the unreal, between the constant and the changing. See how quickly that intellect becomes finer and finer and finer. See? But there is a natural, this is for a living person. But there is a natural cycle of this body, breath, mind, intellect, equipment, that it has got birth, growth, disease, decay, death. It is going to destroy itself. It is going to go out of this existence, so to speak. And when we have not prepared our intellect properly, then we die miserably. Those who have prepared themselves properly, we die consciously. Some die taking the name of the Lord's name, isn't it? You come across people. So eventually this body is going to go, and with that the intellect is also going to go. This is the only equipment you have to reform and come back to the original. But where is our attention? If for realization I need a refined intellect which can discriminate, am I discriminating every moment of our existence? Am I continuously, what is constant? Is that where my attention going? Karo? But these differences are due to reflection of consciousness in the intellect called Chidabhasa in case of the animate beings and its absence in the case of the inanimate things. As we know that although the intellect is matter, it has the capacity to reflect the consciousness more vividly than other matter, just as we see the difference of reflection of light on a stone and a mirror. Stone cannot reflect. If that same stone is polished enough to have a mirror-like surface, it reflects the sun or the moon or your face. So and where is this intellect? Intellect is a part of matter only. But is it gross matter? It is subtle matter. It is refined matter, subtle refined matter. See? When understood in this manner, the problem of finding the reason for differences in animate and inanimate objects will be solved. So, what was the conclusion? Conclusion was, Atma does not make a object sentient or insentient, living or inert. What makes the object, because this is also an object, this is also an object. Atma is present everywhere. So what is making this a living object and this a inert object? The ability to reflect the Kutastha Chaitanya. So what is this book? Both are reflecting the existence. Existence is there in both of us. But consciousness, which is the reflection of the Kutastha in the subtle body, this doesn't have a subtle body. This has a subtle body. See? And many have subtle body, but they have not refined it enough in order to come to be the Kutastha Chaitanya. Thus both the animate and inanimate expressions are superimposed on the same Kutastha Chaitanya. Therefore, the usage of the word Swatvam in any case is indicative of Atma. This is stated in the next shloka. Meaning, Kutastha is the one without a second principle. On that, the whole creation is superimposed. So, is the Kutastha permeating everything in this creation? Yes. Nothing is outside the Atma or Paramatma. Nothing is outside the self. Everything is in, self is in and through everything. But what happens is, when we say the self is in and through, then we take this is the self and this is the in and through. There are no two. Self is in and through within itself. So what is this what do you call? What is this specificity that we are talking about? It is a superimposition. Name and form is a superimposition. Wave is a superimposition. Gold ornament is a superimposition. And the original, and you can see you are touching, feeling, tasting gold only. You are touching, feeling, tasting. Even though you are calling it ornament, but you are touching gold. Even though you are calling it wave, but you are touching water. Then same example should come here. Even though you are touching anything, this body, you are touching the original. What is the pure consciousness? You are touching the laptop, you are touching pure consciousness, the truth, the Atma. Then where has this, then why, and the question was, why am I not able to see it? Why this is not living and why this is, why I am living? It was on account of the reflected medium. This doesn't have the reflected medium, this has the reflected medium. Wherever there is reflected consciousness, there alone life expresses. Let it be a mosquito, let it be an amoeba, let it be Brahmaji. From minutest to the biggest. Yatha chetana abhasaha. Did I read this already? No. Kutasthe bhranti kalpitaha. Kutasthe bhranti kalpitaha. Achetano ghatadischa. Ghatadischa. Tadha tatraiva kalpitaha. Just as the Chidabhasa is superimposed on the Kutastha Chaitanya due to delusion, remember what was that? Remember the word delusion? We talked about it yesterday. Just as Chidabhasa, the reflected consciousness, again, Kutastha, on that Chidabhasa, on that waker, dreamer, sleeper, on that I am the body, on that I am the husband, father, mother, daughter, sister. Kitne superimposition ek ke ऊपर, like the layers of the banana tree or the onion, one over the other, over the other, over the other. And what is inside? When you open a banana, what do you find inside? हाँ? बनाने के अंदर fruit? नहीं. Emptiness. Inside the banana trunk there is empty space. Empty space. This information also we have to give. And you are all coming, some of you have farms, no? Empty space in the banana trunk. See? But, so यहाँ पे क्या बोलते हैं? Just as the Chidabhas is superimposed on the Kutastha Chaitanya due to delusion, because delusion was avarana. Delusion was because of forgetfulness. I have superimposed reflected consciousness on the pure consciousness. So is the superimposition of insentient pot, etc., imagined on the Kutastha Chaitanya. So also, all the inert objects of the world are imagined, superimposed on the self or the Kutastha Chaitanya. Remember, it's very simple. Logically it is simple, you have to realize it. That one reality, that one consciousness alone expresses as subject and object. Correct? This much we have seen. So that one alone bifurcates, dichomatizes into subject and object. So what is the material that has gone into subject? Consciousness. What is the material that has gone into the object? Pure consciousness. Not Satchidanand nahi le rahe hum yahan pe, pure consciousness, the reality, the truth. The truth alone has dichomatized, and that truth is in the subject also, pervading the subject also, is the subject also, and that truth is pervading and is the object also. And object is inert, it comes and goes. So both are superimpositions, subject and object, both are superimpositions, imaginations on that one reality. But you just said that one reality dichomatizes or expresses as subject and object. As if, bhaiya. As if. That is only for analysis, so that we can come to the original one. We have to create some sequence within our mind, because we are used to sequence. As the conscious Chidabhas is superimposed on the Kutastha Chaitanya out of delusion, in the same way the inertness is also superimposed out of delusion. The consciousness manifests in one place as a growing plant and in another as inert soil, from which that conscious plant draws life. The inertness and sentiency are both superimposed on the Kutastha Chaitanya. See? You can think. You put an inert seed, a dry seed which has got no life in it, into the inert soil which has got no life in it. And out of two inerts, what comes? Plant comes out. Life comes out. How come?
Even in the inertness there is the Chaitanya.
You conceive, the ladies, mothers, you conceive. First 3-4 months, there is only inert matter in your the child. No life in it. Clinically also they have said that. But then suddenly 4th, 5th, 6th month, 5.5 months, the life starts coming, expresses in it. When do you come to know? The day he kicks you from inside. होता है ना? कहाँ से आया? How come the life in that inert seed came from? It was dry. There was no sign of life. If I open it, I don't see any root or shoot. How come? How come it was put? That inert seed was put in an inert soil, and suddenly out of that seed, life came out. Under the right environment, reflection happens. Understand, that is the principle. Reflection, Atma is the reality is available everywhere, but it expresses as life under specific certain conditions. Till that condition is not available, it will not reflect as life. Till the stone is not in the right condition, it will not reflect the sun. Understand? Till the eye is not in the correct condition, it will not have proper vision. Similarly, both the consciousness manifests in one place as a growing plant and in another as inert soil from which that conscious plant draws life. The inertness and sentiency are both superimposed on the Kutastha Chaitanya. So, what is the status of the sentiency and the inertness? What is the status? So, should we go around declaring, hey, this table is reality, the carpet is reality, the earth is reality, air, fire, water, earth are reality. We should not put the criminals in jail, they are reality. Is this what we will do? Is that how you are processing everything as you are moving around in life? That this world is a reality? Then it will be a big problem. Reality is the substratum. On that, all these things, inert and sentient, are superimposed. And among those superimposed, some have the ability to reflect and some have no ability to reflect. That which does not have ability to reflect, the Atma or the Kutastha here, they are called inert. Those which are able to reflect, the Atma or the Kutastha, they are called as living or sentient. This is the crux of the whole thing. It is the Aham Vritti which is conscious and which supports the Idam Vritti. Contemplation on this line begins as Vyatireka Sadhana. I am conscious, I am not inert. Even though I am using the inert thought, I am, because it is coming and going, but I don't feel I am inert, I am conscious, man. Whenever I say I am, I feel I am consciousness, isn't it? That comes with greater discrimination with the word I am, as we did before, that we realize I am is also a thought. Once one gets established in consciousness, in the Sakshi Chaitanya, remember last class and the class before, I was Kutastha Chaitanya as witnessing consciousness, then I stopped using it, again now it is coming. That Kutastha Chaitanya, once one gets established in consciousness, in the Sakshi Chaitanya, that is the witnessing consciousness, the need for something to be witnessed still lingers. That's why I stopped. Witness is called a witness only if there is something to witness. If there is nothing to witness, so what is witness? First, you are identified, you are an individual. You are disidentified, you are contemplating on this fellow, your original self, your true self. In that process, you become separated from, because you realize I am unattached by nature. So you become unattached. Till you are unattached, whatever you have programmed in your mind for ages, for this whole lifetime, past lives, we don't know from when, under the influence of ignorance, that I am the body, I am the mind, I am the soul, I am the memories, blah, blah, blah. So this fellow is watching. Now he has understood. This is not the game that I want to play. I am going to keep watching. In that watching, what is happening to this data? It is appearing, continuously appearing. But it gets momentum only if this fellow gives it value. It gets attached to it. If there is no attachment, this fellow comes, because every time only one thought can come. At this moment, as I am speaking, only one thought at a time I am speaking. When you are thinking, only one thought at a time you are thinking. So when you are watching, only one thought at a time you are watching. And as you watch, initially it feels there is an onslaught of thoughts, too many inner dialogue is going on. But if you keep watching, slowly, because this fellow is not getting any impetus, it's not getting this, the equipment or some object is not getting equipment, force of propulsion, and that propulsion comes by attention. No propulsion. So it starts losing its speed. Just like when you're driving a car, how long will the car keep going? As long as you're pressing the accelerator. You take your foot off the accelerator. What have you done? Detached your foot from the accelerator. What happens? The car automatically starts slowing down, eventually coming to a standstill. Exactly the same thing is happening here. You have taken the foot off the accelerator, because you had put the foot on the accelerator, some momentum is already there. So the movement of the thoughts is already there, of the world, of the body, breath, mind, intellect. The thoughts is there. But because there is no more energy coming, because the foot is off the accelerator, the eye is not identifying, the speed slowly slows down. And till this momentum is going on, and this fellow is not identified with the momentum, it is called the witness. When it was identified, it was called the jiva. Now it is disidentified, it is called the witness. How long is called the witness? Till there is the momentum going on. Once the momentum reaches complete silence, complete quietude, this fellow realizes that I am that, or merges back to its original. It was always the original. It was not being the original because its attention was outwards. Before it was with identification, and now it is without identification, but still attention is outward. And once he comes here, after that, you have done this on the seat of meditation. But after that, what do you do, Swamiji? If the thoughts still come, let them come. Now they cannot influence you anymore, because they were only superimpositions. Only superimpositions. How long will this continue? Till this body is there, it will continue. This is called, this is still only from the relative standpoint. The moment one starts the Anvaya sadhana, one realizes that one's own nature is Sat, Chit, Ananda, Swarupa, that everything is Brahman, and that Brahman I am. Once you come to realize, once you come to this point, there and then the Anvaya sadhana. What is Anvaya? First was Vetirek. Now Anvaya means what? Everything, all inclusive. Now coming here, you are not talking about it, you are not thinking about it, but it has happened. What has happened? That you are the subject also, you are the object also. No. I am all the subjects of all the objects. I am all the objects of past, present, future, and everyone. Because where is the whole creation? In the mind. This is Anvaya, all inclusiveness. All inclusiveness. And in that inclusiveness, then there is no tera mera, there is no differences, everything is, the person will never forget, cannot be hijacked by the everythingness. Because everything is now for the person. There is no person who's associating with everythingness. The water is not associating with waveness. It is water. Where is the question of association? So what was the thing that was disturbing us? The name and form was disturbing us. Now we have come to the original and we realize original is all that there is. Name and form, which was the superimposition on the water called wave, that name and form continues to be there, but it has got no impact on the conscious being that I am, or the Atma that I am. This is Brahman. Such a disposition, if I'm using the word disposition, coming to this point is being Brahman. Where from which point there is no difference is seen whatsoever. Water's point. Again, more doubts will be taken. We'll look at that doubt in our next retreat sometime. So we have concluded the right point. We have come to the Brahman. Appropriate point to conclude. Because once we start with the other one, then another 1 hour will go. And it's already enough. It's never enough. I can go. No. She is being truthful. Enough. इसका क्या बोलते हैं इसको हिंदी में? आई डोंट नो, यू गाइज माइट नॉट। चस्का लग जाता है। चस्का समझते हो? हाँ, चस्का। और वो एक बार चस्का लग गया ना, देन यू डोंट फील लाइक स्टॉपिंग. शी इज गोइंग बिकॉज राज इज कॉलिंग. राज को उसका चस्का है. बट यू अंडरस्टैंड, ये चस्का लगना चाहिए. दैट्स वाई यू आर अगेन एंड अगेन कमिंग टू सत्संग्स. दैट्स वाई यू आर अगेन एंड अगेन. ये चस्का लगना जरूरी है. नाउ डोंट बी एट अ सुपरफिशियल चस्का. लेट इट गो डीपर. Let the chaska be for the constant. Let the chaska be for for seeing the whole everything in the light of what is just studied. इसका चस्का लगना चाहिए. ओम पूर्णमदा पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरि ओम. Just sit quietly for a moment.